Hey everybody, it's William. Welcome back to Spa. Today we are driving the beautiful Aston Martin Vantage GT3. I love this car. I love the way this car looks. Hopefully I'm going to love how fast this car is too. Um, I do know that I hate the aggressive preset that this car has for this track. So we're going to start with the safe preset. Um, Hopefully find some speed out of it and get it into some competitive times. We're going to be shooting for a 217, see what I actually manage to get. Hopefully it's a 217 at the end of it. The hot lap will be after this, and then we'll ramble my way through the setup at the end of the video. If you guys try this out, let me know how you get on with it in the comments. I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, I'll be back to talk to you guys through the setup after the hot lap. Alright everyone, that was a lap around Spa in the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. We managed a 218.009, and let's see where we started. We started with a 221.1. That's the safe preset. I hated the aggressive preset. So yeah, that was the safe preset. Actually, a 221.1. Immediately started tweaking things. You can see you can find quite a bit of time pretty easy, just with little tweaks. Of course, none of these were clean, so I'm going to call this one. Found almost a second and a half just with changing stuff over 4 laps over the safe preset. And then, yeah, eventually getting all the way down into our 31st lap with a 218 flat, a car that is very capable of 217s. We had no purple sectors on this lap, near as makes no difference, basically, except for here. This is about a 10th. This was about a 10th as well. So 2/10 between these two, and I definitely did not do the best through these 2 sectors either. It's more driving than it is the setup, in my opinion, and that is why I'm sharing it with you now. So 218 flat after 31 laps, and to be honest, between you and me, basically from lap 20 to 31, I was just driving because I really liked the way the car felt, and it was a real joy to drive towards the end there. So yeah, let's get into the setup, so hopefully you guys can enjoy this as well. Well, first of all, like I said, we started with the safe preset, not the aggressive preset this time, the safe preset, and this is what we wound up with. Nothing too special on this page, just balancing the tire pressures for 28 psi in the hot lap mode here. So if you're doing a race, you're probably going to have different starting tire pressures. But yeah, looking for 28 psi. Car felt really balanced with it the same front and rear. Some cars you need to kind of tweak that a little bit. The electronics, so traction control on 3, ABS on 2, TC2 on 5, and the ECU map on 1. Don't think that this is necessarily the fastest way to have this car set up with this. These are all very personal, and I can tell you for a fact that traction control 3 is very safe, but I was definitely losing time because of it. It was kicking in quite a bit in these track conditions. So yeah, you need to find what you're comfortable with and what can work for you, but this is what I set the lap with. Onto the suspension, nothing too special here. Very stiff all the way around. Anti-roll bar on 3 on the front and 2 on the rear. You can definitely increase these. I ran the rear anywhere between 1 and 5, and the front between 2 and 7. On the front, I wouldn't go any lower than 3. But yeah, up to 3 to 5 felt really good. It's just a little trade-off on balance. And I think the rear's a little bit open, in all honesty. You could definitely run 1, 2, or 3. And just whichever one suits the balance of the car better for you. Yeah, so onto the dampers. They're kind of weird on this car, but this is what I came up with. It was mostly focusing on keeping the car under control over the bumps, actually. So the fast bump, fast rebound is where things kind of got wacky, I think, in all honesty, for this car. But moving on to the Aero, we're running 0 wing. The safe preset had quite a bit of wing, I believe. So did the aggressive preset, and that's where I was losing almost all of my time. We can look at the sector times once again, but it was kind of ridiculous. So front ride height at 60 millimeters. I have run this lower. You're going to bottom out, and it is going to make it very difficult to go through a Rouge unless you get the line perfect. You definitely can. I made it through a Rouge flat out with the front ride height on 55 millimeters and the rear ride height all the way down to 62 millimeters. But you're not really gaining that much top speed from doing it. And in all honesty, the aero balance felt worse. So 60 millimeters on the front, pretty easy to go through Eau Rouge, which is the hardest part on this track for this kind of stuff. And then a rear at 75. A little bit more balance to the front on the aero side, and yeah, 0 wing, because this thing still feels like it's got a mountain of downforce with 0 wing set up like this. So a little bit slow in the straights, but apparently this thing is a downforce beast, or it is just slow. I'm not really sure, but I'd say a 218 was pretty good. And yeah, just for kicks, let's look. We started with a 42 flat in the first sector, because this is basically all straightaway speed. Still slow in the middle sector, and then a 37.6 basically in the last sector. And our fastest was about a second faster, right? In a little over a second faster in sector 1. And where's our last one? 36.5. Yeah, so exactly a second faster. And so yeah, that's just 2 seconds right there, just from straightaway speed. So, or straight line speed, I guess. Anyways, enough of me rambling about this stuff. That was the Aston Martin around Spa. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Hopefully the recording issues are sorted. Spent a lot of time trying to mess with that last night. It still didn't look quite perfect, but hopefully it works out and it is not a slideshow for the hot lap. If it is, let me know. For some reason, I should be double checking this either way, but I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.